Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Angelina if you didn't know me, and today you guys are watching a royal skeleton makeup tutorial look made by me. I was inspired by Chrisspy's YouTube channel because she did an amazing half skull, and I just thought I would add a little bit of my sort of personality twist to it. So if you're interested in seeing how I made this, keep watching. Starting with the bare face, I'm using my Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray and just spraying all over my face, and then using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation on the upper part of my face. I'm keeping the bottom part pretty plain and not putting makeup on it because we're going to be adding paint to it, and I just found that when I was testing it out, the makeup or the paint sticks better when there's no makeup on it. That's my personal opinion. So now going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, I'm just filling in my brows because Lord knows they need it, and make sure you're brushing through the product upward and all the way through your brows because you want them to look pretty even and flawless and effortless and all of that good stuff. And then right after this, I'm going to go back in with the same foundation and clean up right above the brows because I want them to look really perfect or near perfect, and I just find that the foundation does a really good job at kind of making that happen. Now I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Light Sand, and I'm just going to go underneath my eyes, all over my eyelids to prime my eyelids, and on any dark spots or blemishes that I have. And then right underneath the brows because you want to shape underneath them as well with a lighter color. It doesn't really matter what brush you're using to do this. I just find that this flat brush does a really good job at blending it and making it look really smooth. And I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but I'm not using my beauty blender today. I didn't have a damp one near me, so I was just like, my finger's gonna work for now. But you can use a beauty blender or a brush or whatever works best for you. Now I'm going back in with the same foundation brush I used from Morphe, and I'm buffing the concealer in with the foundation. I want it to look really smooth and airbrush, so I'm just going to blend that out really well. And now with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and this Real Techniques brush, I am setting my under eyes and my eyelids to prepare them to be shadowed. I'm not baking today. I didn't feel like it was necessary for this look. So using this Morphe palette, and I'll put all of the info in the description box, I'm just using sort of a shade a little bit darker than my own skin tone and putting it all in the crease and upward and a little bit below. This is going to be my transition shade. And then this flat brush with this black shade, putting it right close to my lash line. Oh my god. Putting it right up close to my lash line. I did this in my last tutorial that I posted, showing basically how you're going to put the darkness mostly on your eyelids closest to your lashes, and then you're going to want to take a little bit lighter of a color and then kind of blend that all in the crease by taking the lighter shade that you used before and then a dark shade and just kind of combining them right in the crease. It makes the transition really smooth, and you'll see it looks like it's very blended. So that is the goal. I've also found that using a stiff brush during this process blends the dark shade out a lot better than like a flimsier brush. I just think you have more control of it, and it just is super smooth in the blending process. And then darkening the eyelid again with the same black color because whenever I blend it, it always lightens it for some reason. Now I'm adding that kind of auburn shade to the crease to give it a bronze, not bronze, more of like a brown sort of look. And then highlighting right underneath my brow with these kind of shimmery bright shades. You can use any color you want, or you can keep it matte, but I just think that it kind of gives it like a, I don't know, a radiating effect. And then blend that together. And if you have any sort of fallout, then you can just go back in with the translucent powder and just kind of blend that together. Now using this NYX really thin eyeliner, it's like a felt tip eyeliner. I'm just drawing a line thick enough to cover the false lashes when I put them on. I dropped the lid. Okay, now I'm going to bronze and contour my forehead and my temples. I'm not worrying about, like I said, the lower part of my face, so I'm not going underneath my cheekbones because that's going to be completely covered and that's a wasted product, in my opinion. Do what you want, but that's what I found worked. Yeah. Okay, so the skeleton is really what I'm going for, that look. Well, obviously that's what this tutorial is, but I'm giving you guys a visual. So starting with this white paint that I found at Party City, I'm just kind of following my upper part of my cheekbone down toward my nose and my jawline, just the same exact way Chrisspy did in her video, and then up over the bridge of the nose. You'll see later that I kind of added two like raised bumps sort of things on the top of my nose at this part. I didn't do it yet because I forgot to, but you'll see later in the video. And then I found that I did a very thin layer and then I added another layer on top of it after it kind of dried because I wanted it to look very, very white, but also be like very smooth. And then just creating this black nose so it looks like there's no cartilage there, kind of like an X-ray. And then following right underneath my eyes. You want to look as spooky as possible, guys. Also, I noticed that using a little bit of product and then adding works best, but you don't want to add the product until the paint is dried because your brush will actually lift up the paint that's already there. If it's not completely dried, it's very complicated. It took me a couple tries. But once you have it down pat, then you're good. And then darkening in between my lips and then following my teeth, like the middle in between my teeth, just following that line all the way out up into kind of like the middle of my cheek. This is where your teeth are going to be centered at, I guess. And then darkening it. And now we are creating the jaw. So it doesn't really matter if you mess up, guys. Like, that's the cool thing about this look is it's not supposed to look perfect anyways because the bones aren't perfect looking. So if you mess up, first of all, you can cover it with white paint or you can just kind of color over it. Very convenient. Also, later we go in with this matte black shadow and we kind of shade the whole look with that, so you don't have to worry about making the black paint too thick or anything because later you can just go in and make it look as dark as you really want. It'll look good, don't worry. So this next part is very important. The first time I made this look, I literally made myself, I think, 38 teeth because I drew way too many lines and I kind of looked like an animal a little bit. So you want to make sure that you're only drawing as many teeth as you have or even less because otherwise you won't look like a human skeleton. You'll look like, I don't know, like literally like a dog or something. That's how I looked at first. Yeah. Now I'm going in and shading this part because you don't want it to look like you have teeth in the back there. It's just supposed to look like a skull, basically. Lightly just adding some darkness and feathering it in a little bit. And then you guys can just fill in that whole area black. And then feathering in this side as well. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of this makeup look is it's supposed to kind of look scary and weird. The less organized, the better. Now this part is also very important. You're making what looks like actual teeth, so the root is obviously going to be thinner than the bottom part of your teeth, just like any human teeth or any x-ray that you've seen of yourself. So you're going to want to like make upside down sort of teardrop kind of things. And as you can see right here, well, once I lift my freaking head up, you'll see that it kind of goes thin and then wider at the bottom. And then when you're doing the bottom row of teeth, you want it to do the opposite. So toward the lower part of my chin, it will be the thicker teardrop part, and then it will get thinner toward the top where my lips are meeting, if that makes sense to you guys. Just like real teeth. I went back here and I cleaned it up a little bit with some white paint. And the shading of the eyeshadow is what really makes this look. So this is just kind of giving it a basis. But when you go in with the black eyeshadow and your like thin little brush, it totally pulls it together. And looks like real teeth. There's my molars. Now here's where I go in with the black eyeshadow, and I just fill in any part that's scarce, and I just sort of like lightly blend without adding any more eyeshadow. I blend out this whole jawline because I want it to look like it's kind of fading, not really like dark and then bright white. So blend it as much as you can into your teeth. And then I go ahead and I start filling in near my, I guess my gums are. Just shadowing, you know, in between the teeth and above and the gums, and making it look as much like a skeleton or skull as possible. Now, I don't think Chrisspy did this part in her video as much. I just think it looks really cool to add even more of a shadow effect underneath my teeth where the gums are. I could be wrong, but I don't think I remember her doing that. And I don't know, I just think it really kind of makes the look. You can go as high up or as low as you want. See, it looks very like shadowed and textured. And then I'm going underneath all these lines that I made and just kind of making it look three-dimensional. That's the point of this shadowing here. All of this is optional. This is just what I thought looked good, and then I recreated myself. So you guys can just kind of experiment as you go. That's sort of also what I did. And then underneath the jawline. And that was just me showing you I used those two colors and filled in underneath my eyeshadow when my camera died. Yeah. Now I'm adding cracks to my chin and underneath my eyes and stuff. This is just a very thin e.l.f. pencil or whatever, e.l.f. brush. Just light cracks, and then I'm going in with eyeshadow around them. This makes them look kind of three-dimensional also, like they're real cracks. So I'm just kind of leaving a little bit of white space in between the cracks and the shadow, and then I'm shadowing all around. As you can see, just dragging the gums down. And then this is like a mini stippling brush, and I just kind of dabbed it in the eyeshadow and started kind of pressing it all over my face. I wanted to give it more of like a dirty effect. And now I'm going in with some glitter because I love glitter, and I just think this makes it look even more royal and beautiful, and kind of highlighting high points and low points. And yeah, I'm a hot mess, honestly. And then all of my teeth, get myself a grill. This looks really cool when you shine light on it. I did this later in the day. And then I'm following underneath my bottom eyeshadow all the way through to the end of my wing, putting some glitter. It's like a princess skull. And then top it with your lashes, and boom, spooky. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it, and I'm excited to see what you guys thought of this look. And happy Halloween 2017, guys. God bless.